Today, guys, we're gonna be doing things a little bit different than we usually do. We're gonna go into a little bit more detail of our installation. So we're doing a 14 to 18 rear coilover kit. And as you can tell, the guys in the back are already measuring for the backspace, measuring for the width of the wheel to make sure that everything's gonna clear. We have to make sure we measure for the leaf springs, the frame, what type of notch we're gonna use. And there's a lot of different things that we have to take into consideration when installing these Big Billet wheels. The customer opted to get this powder coated in illusion purple. So this is the wishbone, your links, coil springs. We're going with the QA1 coilover setup. And this is pretty much all the brackets that you need to get this kit installed. Now, it might look very intimidating once you see it at first glance, but one of the good things about that we provide whenever you order one of our kits is our detailed instructions. So you get basically a booklet of everything that you need to do, you know, step-by-step color pictures of what you need to be in the lookout for, what you need to be careful for, how you need to set it up, and how you can get a good installation and a good result when doing our kit. Now, this video is not a step-by-step instructional video, but it is pretty much a detailed version of what we do to get this kit installed. So with that being said, guys, the first thing we need to do is put it up on our lift. Make sure we take off the bed, the bumper, the wheels. Make sure we start disassembly of the factory suspension so we can install a Reklez rear coilover kit. Okay, guys, so y'all saw that basically we already went ahead and took off the bed, tailgate, bumper. We're already kind of doing some of the prep work to get the rear end taken off. So take a closer look and kind of see what we have going on real fast. So we measured for the rear end, and this is our backing plate. So our backing plate needs to be so much in, basically narrow the rear end so much that we cannot keep our leaf springs. So our leaf springs have to be removed, means we no longer can use the flip kit, and all the drop parts, basically we can no longer use them. So that's what we have to use our coilover kit. So that's one of the things that is very important that we measure to make sure, can we keep the leaf springs or do we have to install a coilover kit? In this particular case, the customer wanted a coilover kit regardless, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, we went ahead and also started removing the axles. Let me show you the difference between the narrowed axles and the factory axles. So this is Mojo, the brand new axle that we got in from them. And this is the factory axle. So this is the axle that comes in factory. Let me go ahead and show you what the narrowed axle looks like. So once again, factory axle, narrowed axle. This is basically the difference from these two that we have to take out of the differential so we can make sure that the wheels can fit. Okay, so the next step would be to fully remove the rear end, take it down, get it cut down to length that we need, and also start installing our brackets from the Reklez kit. So these are the brackets that we have to remove. Basically any factory bracket that you see, the saddle mount, the top mount, shock mount, this brake bracket, so that way we can install our new brackets from our Reklez coilover kit.
So what we're working on today is I'm getting ready to put the ends on the rear end back together. We ended up currently down 6 3/8 per side. So right now I'll tack in my angle iron on the top. I still need the bottom one. That's gonna allow me to align the end, tack it up in place, and weld it out back together.
Okay guys, so now we're at the bed. Let me go ahead and explain real quick what we have to do. So for the bed, this is a factory bed, by the way, and we have the factory tubs. We need to put our wider tubs that are gonna be pretty much around this area here. And this is a perfect factory tub for factory wheels. Being that we're using a lot wider wheel, we need to put a wider tub. And so that's what we're doing right now. Factory bed, bed liner, we gotta clean this up. Go ahead and cut that section out and we can start installing our aftermarket tub. Okay guys, so let me get you up to date on where we're at. So right now we went ahead and installed the wishbone, the links. They came back from powder coating in Illusion Purple. Turned out really great. He also opted to powder coat the springs, which does give it a kind of extra detail, that little extra touch that we like to see on our builds. But one of the most important things is that we're able to get this customer to install the Big Billet wheels. Our kit, one of the biggest benefits is that you can use it with factory wheels and also with billet wheels. Also, another added benefit is that you're able to upgrade it to air suspension by simply just changing your upper and lower coilover brackets to the airbag brackets. And that's all you need. You don't need to change your kit. Your notch is already set to be able to tuck up to 28-inch wheels. Your wishbone and links, they all remain the same. So it makes it real simple, real easy, not to have to buy any additional parts. All right guys, as you saw, basically we went ahead and started putting it back together, getting the final assembly done, putting the bed, bumper, tailgate, all that good stuff. Now we want to make sure that we have this vehicle exactly how the customer wanted. The customer did state that they want the vehicle to be level. So let's go ahead and go to the front and see how that looks like at this time. So for the front, just a real rough measurement of what we're trying to do. He has about 2 fingers. I know this is kind of silly, but it just helps us measure. 2 fingers from the tire to the edge of this fender. Let's see what we have in the back. So for the back, we have roughly about 4 fingers, which is okay because we're making sure that there is no issue, there is no binding, nothing that's gonna break or anything like that that's gonna hit and cause any damage to the vehicle. Upon further inspection, we did realize that the drive shaft, it is hitting one of the cross members. So we have to upgrade that one piece, which is roughly about 5 inches of thickness of width, to the 3-inch and that we use for our 2-piece drive shaft. So putting the 2-piece drive shaft will eliminate any issues in the future for it to hit or bind or cause any problems for our customer. What's up guys, follow me and let's show you the last piece of the puzzle that was missing. So basically what we needed was our 2-piece drive shaft, take out our factory 1-piece and install the Reklez 2-piece drive shaft. So we already went ahead and installed it, also did our cross member, hopefully you guys can see that here, the cross member and our carrier bearing bracket. Why this is extremely important? Because your 1-piece, unfortunately, is usually about 5 inches around, and the 2-piece is about 3 inches around. So there's a cross member here in the back by the gas tank, we'll show you in a little bit, that's already been cut and capped, but there's still one front cross member that is still a problem. It'll still rub, slowly keep rubbing on it as you go through a bump, as you go through any little thing that you go where the truck has to move a lot because it's lower now, it'll keep cutting to it and eventually will cut it in half, your factory drive shaft. But with our cross member being welded to the frame, what happens is when you go over a bump, the drive shaft and the truck move at the same time. So there's no risk of it touching or injuring or cutting the drive shaft. Now, if it keeps cutting little by little, unfortunately, this is what will eventually happen. It'll cut through the drive shaft enough that it'll actually snap it in half. This is from an install that we had to do earlier in the week. Well guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. I know this is a little bit different than what you are used to seeing on our channel. We really hope you enjoy kind of looking at behind the scenes, or basically what it takes to install our 3-link wishbone kit to be able to tuck Big Billet wheels. We hope you guys enjoy our content and follow, and see you guys on our next video.